DJI will no longer block U.S. users from flying drones in restricted areas. An SEC lawsuit claims that Elon Musk gained over $150 million by delaying his Twitter stake disclosure. And PixelFed is now on iOS and Android. It's Wednesday, January 15th, and this is Engadget News. DJI has lifted its geofence that prevents users in the U.S. from flying over restricted areas like nuclear power plants, airports, and wildfires. As of January 13th, areas previously called restricted zones or no-fly zones will be shown as enhanced warning zones that correspond to designated Federal Aviation Administration areas. DJI's Fly app will display a warning about those areas, but will no longer stop users from flying inside them. In the article, DJI wrote that the in-app alerts will notify operators flying near FAA-designated controlled airspace, placing control back in the hands of the drone operators, in line with regulatory principles of the operator bearing final responsibility. It added that technologies like Remote ID, introduced after DJI implemented geofencing, gives authorities the tools needed to enforce existing rules. Still, the update is an odd one, given that DJI is already on shaky ground in the U.S. and could be banned from selling its products stateside as early as next year. DJI's former head of policy, Brendan Schulman, criticized the move on Twitter in a series of posts. There's also an issue with drones weighing less than 250 grams. Those models were previously geofenced via GEO in restricted areas to prevent inadvertent flight into restricted locations. However, the update will remove that geofencing and remote ID can be flicked off on those lightweight drones. In fact, that's exactly what happened last week when a sub-250-gram DJI model damaged the wing of a Canada Air Super Scooper airplane fighting Los Angeles wildfires, putting it temporarily out of commission. That drone may not have been transmitting a remote ID, so the FBI said it will need to use investigative means instead to find the pilot. DJI first implemented the geofence, called GEO, around airports in 2013 and added new zones in 2015 and 16 after a drone crash-landed on the White House lawn. It did this voluntarily, as the FAA only requires that operators are warned about restricted areas where flying is banned. Now, though, the onus will be 100% on the operator to keep out of no-fly zones. After a more than 2-year investigation, the Securities and Exchange Commission has sued Elon Musk over his delayed disclosure of the Twitter stock he amassed before announcing his intention to acquire the company in 2022. In a court filing, the SEC says that Musk filed paperwork with the SEC disclosing his purchase of Twitter shares 11 days after an SEC-mandated deadline to do so. Federal law, as the SEC notes in its statement, requires investors to publicly report when they have acquired a more than 5% stake in a company. This delay, according to the regulator, allowed Musk to buy up even more Twitter stock at a time when other investors were unaware of his involvement with the company. The regulator has been investigating Musk for years and has long been at odds with the owner of the social media app. At one point, the SEC accused Musk of attempting to stall and use gamesmanship to delay its investigation into its investment in Twitter. Last month, Musk shared a copy of a letter addressed to SEC Chair Gary Gensler, in which Musk's lawyer, Alex Spiro, accused the regulator of 6 years of harassment targeting Musk. The letter indicated that Musk refused a settlement offer from the SEC related to its Twitter investigation. PixelFed is now available as a mobile app for both iOS and Android. The open-source, decentralized platform offers image sharing similar to Instagram. However, PixelFed has no advertisements and does not share user data with third parties. The platform launched in 2018 but was only available on the web or through third-party app clients. The Android app debuted on January 9th, and the iOS app released earlier this week. Creator Daniel Supernaut posted on Mastodon Monday that the platform had 11,000 users join over the preceding 24 hours and that more than 78,000 posts have been shared to PixelFed to date. The platform runs on ActivityPub, the same protocol that powers several other decentralized social networks in the Fediverse, such as Mastodon and Flipboard. Many Instagram users have been seeking out alternatives to the Meta-owned platform after the company said it would eliminate third-party fact-checking and revised its hateful content policy to allow denigrating comments against women and trans people, among other changes. Meta also blocked some links to PixelFed on Facebook, treating them as spam and deleting those posts. A representative from the company said this was an error and that the posts would be reinstated. Thanks for listening. This episode featured journalism from Steve Dent, Carissa Bell, and Anna Washenko, and was voiced and produced from the sound studios of Spoken Layer. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more tech news from Engadget.